Why, hello everybody, welcome, my name is Rubydung, welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here at the main base once again, always kind of just in this little starting area whenever I start up an episode, so might as well not change the little formula for this start as well, but I've been doing quite a bit of grinding off of camera, been getting lots of wood, getting a lot of resources, but in particular, I ran into like a little interesting bottleneck just to get a little off into a tangent to start today's episode. But I've been farming up a whole bunch of trees, and something happened. I have too many apples. I have gathered too much apples since they added apples to the game. I've completely filled up that slot just incidentally. I've never been trying to get apples through this entire playthrough, and I've just so happened to fill up that entire slot with apples. So I might have to swap over to using them for food. So that's a little interesting note to start off today's episode that I found pretty humorous. But last episode we were doing some construction on the pen area for all the animals. So I was going through and I was building up each of these little tunnels here. I was finishing up this room, and I was, more importantly, finishing up the actual area for all of my animals. So I was breeding them up, I was getting all the cows proper, basically doing everything that I need to do for this room. Well, I have another couple rooms, several rooms that I need to also do that for. And I'm thinking I probably want to do that as well, since we're on a bit of a streak for doing that. That is fairly close by to that room as is. In which case, if I go over to this water stream and go all the way up it, we will get to a room that needs some desperate help. So if I come up here and into this little area here, I've done some work on it, but it needs a lot more work. In which case, we have this little glass area that I can walk around at, but it has no walls, it has no ceiling, and has nothing else to it. So I probably want to, with today's episode, mix around some of this area, so that way it's actually more, not like usable, but definitely more accommodating, I think is the best way to put it. So like this area over here is somewhat finished, like in particular this area in here. So I am probably, for today's episode, probably going to finish up this part, no, not this part, but like that part all the way down here. Probably going to get that nice and polished up for today's episode, because I want to make this an actual room. I don't want this to be just like a random thing that I float into. I also probably, though I don't want to do it, probably tear out this entire thing, because this is a massive glass thing. In case you guys don't know, when I first built this room, this was a passive mob farm. And hence why there's all that grass up there. That was a passive mob farm all the way up there, and eventually broke when 1.8 in beta came out. It broke the mob farm entirely, so it just wasn't being used. And what I decided to do was punch a hole through it and build a platform above the passive mob farm. Well, now all of the resources that were there previously are kind of getting in the way. I'm not going to get rid of all of them. Probably just going to get rid of like the surrounding glass blocks. Probably leave this weird monstrosity that I left in. The only thing that's changed about it is, one, I removed the glass block from the bottom here, and there used to be a suspended lava there that I got rid of, because technically this wall right here was open at one point, but I closed it up after I removed the lava block, because at one point I did close it up, then it burnt down, and it would have burnt down the entire base if I didn't build the upper platform above. Like I did, the stone here wasn't there previously. There was wood there. It burned down and flooded the entirety of this area and put out the fires. So I would have lost my base if it didn't do that. So a little interesting thing here, but I think it's time to tear out this little glass platform to start with. Well, this glass tunnel to be exact. Oh, I gotta be careful not to kill myself tearing this thing out. So probably just going to be doing that to start off today's episode. That's apparently a thing that's happening that shouldn't be happening. So what I'll have to do is come up here and get rid of the water to solve that particular issue, which is an interesting one. But yeah, just come all the way up here and grab the water. Technically I have to just do this, but there's infinite water in this world, so that should be fine. And as I get down to here, do that. I'm going to get rid of a whole bunch of torches. Then do that. What is happening? This water should be gone. Why is the water not gone? Okay, it is gone now. Okay. Except for there. Oh, okay, I know what I did here. This is me being foolish. So, yeah, okay. I see what happened. There we go. That fixed it. But yeah, now what I'm going to be doing is tearing out each of these individual parts here. After I do that, oh, I didn't want to break that one. That one stays. Break out this, jump down here, and just break out all of this. Oh! Didn't want to do that. But yeah, as you can see, after breaking out all of that, this should be a little bit more clear. The actual monstrosity of all this glass is going to wind up staying, but more importantly, I will be able to float up the little water stream without being stuck every couple of seconds. In which case, what's all the torches that... This torch doesn't need to be here. Did any torches that are important go away? I don't think so, actually. Yeah, I think it's fine. So, just need to get rid of that glass block up there. In which case, actually, if I put the water back up all the way, I need to go this direction. So, I want to put the water back up, and I'll be back with you guys so I can begin constructing what my plans are for the actual intersection area. Alright, the tube is nice and cleared out, and I put the water back so I can float all the way up here nice and unimpeded, and I'm not going to wind up getting slowed down, except for this little bit here, but that's kind of inevitable, until I get all the way up here. In which case, this is the little intersection area, and what I want to begin doing is going through here and removing each of these little bridge-ish kind of areas. So this is probably where intersection areas would be. So, like, for example, I could build a bridge going off over this area, and if I ever built, like, a tower over on that side of the base, which I might wind up doing at one point, I can connect a bridge over this little area there, which is the wheat farm, for anyone not in the know about that. This is probably going to be the only one I don't open up, because I will never expand into this area. I will always be expanding there, there, or there. So off that direction, probably not expanding there, but expanding this way is fine. But expanding here, not really, because this is supposed to be where the base ends, because of this little kind of area here, meaning that a intersection going this way is not usable, but a intersection that is going this way can be usable, because a little bit more distance I would have to go over an already pre-existing room, but that is completely fine. Technically this is 2 rooms, because the vault is right beneath that, interestingly enough. But also going this way, this is extremely usable, because that is the mob farm right down there, and I can always continue to build up this here, because this is the main base. This is the main monolith, if you want to think of it like that. So this can just continue going further and further up, because technically I am only at 109, so this could just keep going higher. I can extend this all the way to 258 or whatever the number is, 255, 254, somewhere around there. So I just keep extending that up for another 150 blocks. So that is easily expandable on this direction, and I already have an intersection right here. So all I want to do now is go through here and begin to decorate the actual area, in which case this will be somewhat simpler decoration, in which case, number one, I'm probably going to want to get rid of the torches here and substitute them with trap doors. Then I'm going to want to go through here and put in the windows, in which case, luckily enough, I already have a good example of what I'm going to want to be doing for that. I'm just going to want to grab all these planks and put in 2 here, then put in a piece of dirt here, and boom, we have a window. In which case, I do want to just grab that and make sure that looks fine from over here. Might want to move that over one, actually. Would that be fine, though? Oh! Luckily, I got a water stream to get back up there. But, yeah, I think that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine, because I'm probably going to do a little trapdoor line right here to break the thing up. So, I'm going to build up this wall here very quickly, and then be back with you guys with that nice and complete. Okay, I've done quite a bit of construction on this, and I think I've made quite a bit of good progress on it. So, most notable is going to be, one, all the walls are nice and put up, and I put in all the windows. The actual archways are in, and I also went through and put in the trapdoor breakers. So, the reason why I did the trapdoor breakers, because I realized I probably didn't talk about it enough, is I'm just wanting to break up the wall here. I can't put bookshelves there because that would look stupid to put bookshelves there. It wouldn't make any sense at all. So anytime I do a floating bit like this, I tend to use trapdoors. You can see it on the main base, for example. Right over there, you can see trapdoors. If you look down there, you can see trapdoors. Like, whenever I have a big, long thing of a flat wall, I typically want to put trapdoors in there, especially if it's for a floating unit, so somewhere I can't exactly walk to. I want to put trapdoors there. So that is why the trapdoors are there. I have spacing for the windows, and over there I have one window for the where there would typically be a doorway, because there's a doorway here, 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 and here. But there won't be one there because I won't be able to go that way for any particular reason. So that is the method behind that. But also, if I, as you can see, there's a reason why I'm having to place this bed here, is because I put in some of the glass. I am running extraordinarily low on glass, though. So sadly, with them removing the sand generator a handful of updates ago, that really hurt me, because I use a lot of glass in my base, so I'm actually might have to wind up going back to sand farming, which I am not looking forward to. I'm going to have to do a lot of digging. Hopefully someone has came up with another sand generator by now. So, oh man, I'm really wanting a new sand generator. It was so nice when it was in the game. Hoo-wee. But yeah, here's currently what I have built. So, little walkway going all the way there. What I'm wanting to do now, though, is I'm wanting to build out a little bridge area, because I will be filling this in at some point with glass. It's not going to be remaining how it is now. But what I want to do is I want to go all the way out to here with the glass. Then on the opposing side, do that on each of the individual corners. Well, sides, not corners. Technically, corners are a very different thing. But I want to do this for each of the individual sides, so that way I can suspend one last final water here, just for it to have like a little pillar that breaks up the middle of the room. It won't be doing anything. Like, I don't think I'll ever be wanting to access the roof of this area, but in the event I do, I can do it. But what I'm primarily wanting to do that for is declaratory reasons. So I'm just building out these bridges for that, in which case that should be using up the very last of my glass, just putting in this little bridge here. Put that here, and yeah, okay, I was wondering, I was like, where the heck is the last block? But yeah, that is probably going to be the last little bit of this that I can at least do for now, until I can get a lot more glass. But for the most part, this area will be done outside of just putting in the glass. The only real thing that would be left is building the actual bridges to each of the individual areas. So put the water here, and back up here, and here's what the area would be looking like. Imagine this is filled in with glass. I would be walking past this area in order to access different parts of the base. I think this actually looks pretty cool. Then I can walk through here to access this tunnel, walk through here to access this part. I really like this, and I get a nice cool little bottom view of a little grass area that used to be the old passive mob farm. The only thing that will be different here is I probably want to break out this to put in some stone slabs, because technically a pathway always goes into stone slabs, never into wood, as you can see here. So probably just need to change that out, but other than that, I think this area is good, excluding the glass, obviously. There's a bunch of small things that I need to still do here that I can easily wind up doing, but I don't need to extend this episode any longer than I already have, because that's probably going to be doing it for today's episode. Just wanted to get this nice little room done. I've been meaning to get that done for a while, so just gonna got that done. I think it's just a nice little chill room that I have. Looks pretty cool, so that's mainly just what I wanted to do today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you guys have any ideas of things you want to see me do here in the future, I'm always love reading your guys' comments for things. So hopefully some of you guys might have a couple ideas of things you guys want to see me do, because I love reading that kind of stuff. So anyways, I think that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys here in the next one. And so long. And see ya. Bye!